Hey, what's up guys, Max here. Wanted to put some content on Deathless Thanos because we've been testing him, and I gotta say, I've been having a lot of fun with this guy. I took him to rank 3 and I took him to Sig 200. Now, in this video, I want to talk about specifically kind of his awaken ability. Literally his awaken ability and only his awaken ability. Inside the most important thing that I think his second bullet point lies, giving him his basically offensive features and defensive features as well. So on the second bullet point, he gets these things called necrotic energy charges, or I call them energy charges, but just because everything to me has a little icon and it's a charge, but he gets these things called necrotic energy, and he starts at Sig 200 at 30. And his stack limit is currently at 60. Now, these things get consumed throughout the fight when you're using him on offense. So as you launch special ones, they get consumed. As you launch heavies, they get consumed, and they get consumed in a good amount of chunks. So you're losing them at 20 at a time. So when that happens, having a lot of these charges help. And then how you get these charges is basically hitting the opponent gives you 1 charge when you're using him offensively. When he's on defense, this is where the two-way kind of helps out as well. He gets 2 of these charges, making him a bit of a problematic defender, because if he starts at 30 and he's gaining 2 every single time, he's most likely going to be getting to a special 1 immediately, or a special 2 if you get, and I'm pushing him to a special 2. So yeah, let's go and take a look at the first fight and see kind of how that plays out. Again, we're going to be seeing a lot of power gain. We're going to be seeing these things dropping in gain as we do these fights. Now, the idea, and kind of one of the rotations that I found to be very useful when he's at Sig 200, is launching a special 1 immediately, because you're going to be able to convert these into like Furies. And those Furies are very potent. So we're at 40 charges. Look at that, 10 hits and he's over a bar of power. 15 hits and basically almost at a special 2. So here we go. We have 4 Furies. We're going to launch another special 1, gaining us 8 Furies. And then he's going to launch a special 2. Not a problem. And what we're going to try to do is try to block, see if he can block him. And then the reason why I wanted to block him is because of the armor break that we applied, but also the fact that I'm able to pause the Furies too as well. So now we threw a little relic, see if we can crit. Oh, no crits, but we're dealing so much damage. Look at that amount of damage we're dealing, and basically he's gonna die. So if we would have crit, he would have died. He would have basically died very quickly. In the testing that I've been doing just to get familiar with Deathless Thanos, I was able to do this fight in like 40 seconds, maybe even high 30s, again with really good RNG. Now, notice how he started with 30 charges, right? One of his things that he says inside his awaken ability is that if his teammates have to kind of reignite that feature, that mechanic in him. So right now we started with 0 charges, and for every single hit we're building him up. And the idea here too is to get him to 20 charges. The cool thing is that, let's see if she launches it. Okay, we get at least 4 Furies. Yeah, we got the 4 Furies there, which is great. Now we're gonna see if she hits into my block. No, she doesn't. So we're just going to go for another special 1. So we now have 8 Furies. And then what we're going to try to do is going to try to block them. And pause them, block. So she hits into my block, so it's easier for me to pause. Throw the relic and then go for a special 2. Crit. Just 1 crit. Not a problem. But oh, she threw a heavy. Oh, very nice of her. All right, so I'm getting clapped there. Oh, she was gonna throw another heavy. Yeah. All right, so let's see if she dies with this. Not the ideal gameplay there that I wanted to showcase, but I'm still gonna keep it in there just to show you kind of the initial ramp up when he doesn't have that awaken ability and he doesn't have those charges to initiate with. It just takes a lot longer, makes the fight feel so much longer. But is it still doable? Yes, it's still going to be doable. You're still going to be able to clear 500,000 health in like a minute, okay, if you play it perfectly. Now, I thought about this mechanic too being a dual purpose mechanic. So let's go ahead and do a little practice fight. We're going to use, I don't know, let's bring a 6-star. Let's bring a Hulkling. And then just see kind of how much power we gain him, you know, when he's on defense. So here we go. Let's see, we're gonna go with 5 hits, 10 hits, and he's basically at special 2. Notice how he counter punched me. He's maxed out, and then look at the special 2, man. Deals good amount of damage, and then boom, counter punch again. He's maxed out, and then we're gonna do a special 1. Guys, you're gonna have to like basically block a bunch of hits, intercept them, don't hit into his block. Ooh, see that? Like one of these, you see the red charge too, those are the ones that deal the most damage. Again, those charges are not consuming. The only time they do get consumed is if he lands, I believe, the special 2. But look, now we're just having him launch a bunch of multiple specials like that. Unstoppable. And I feel like, again, I mean, there's going to be ways to play around with this. There's going to be a lot of mystics that just kind of melt this guy. Just don't forget he also has some immunities too as well to him. But there's going to be ways to take this guy down. It's just that I feel like his awakened ability is going to provide some like defensive features for him to kind of shine and have a, like, I like champions like that. I like champions that are a bit of a two-way, you know, that you can deal with certain matchups, certain fights he can deal with really good. And then he can also deal with be slotted on defense and just be a little bit of a problem. You know, he's not going to be like the top defender. He's going to be tanky. Yeah, let's actually look at his health pool. So right now we have him here sitting at rank 3 with a health pool of, what does it say, 100,000 health pool. So not the tankiest, because we actually have Sassy that I had pulled up earlier just to see what Sassy would his health pool look like. It's 113, but keep in mind Sassy has his 1 armor rating, just his stats attributes, right? And then where Deathless Thanos is coming in at an armor rating at 755. I mean, you can enhance these with the stat focuses too as well. Maybe add a couple of more armor ratings to them, maybe add some block proficiency, maybe add some, people might not know how to block or evade completely the special 1, the special 2 at the beginning. So adding those features might kind of stat focuses might make them a little bit better. But talking Deathless Thanos, offensively, his awakened ability, I do find him to be the Thanos that we all been wanting and waiting for. So we have, not there. I don't know if I have it in the beta access. No, I don't. But this is the Thanos that was in game for the longest. And now that he's like a trophy champion, we just came out of the banquet, we just came out of celebrations, and a lot of people have him. The one that people are going to be ranking up is this Deathless Thanos. He's so cool looking. The fact that he's unique, deathless, I think the theme with what the Kabam did over the last year up to this point has been amazing. And can't wait to get him live in my account. But yeah, let me show you a couple of more fights as well, to kind of show you what else he can do. All right, so those night crawlers and any champion that typically evades a lot, he has a mechanic built in called Panic, and it doesn't start immediately. So you're gonna want to like kind of take control a little bit of the fight, get a couple of combos in there, actually 10 combos. So here we're gonna go very, very easily there. Ooh. Okay, now that he has it active, look at that. The panic icon is active, and we basically don't have to worry about his evade mechanic. Let's see if he launches it. Actually, let him launch a special 1 again, or special 2. Okay, there we go. See, okay, there we go. Panic is active. Again, this is not to show you the perfect gameplay, but I want to show you the evade mechanics, how he counters it basically. Boom, Panic is active. Look, he's not evading at all. Ooh, so nice. You can refresh it a couple of ways. As long as you activate the Unstoppable, you're basically looking at refreshing it, which is extremely useful. There we go. And like you can kind of deal with the fight again, or any evade champion. So he's going to be able to, as long as you remember that panic feature is built into him, you know, it's a new mechanic that he has specifically on this Deathless Thanos. I don't think I've ever seen this in any other champion, but allowing him to deal with that. So let me show you actually what that means. So here on the unstoppable portion of the Deathless Thanos, on this bullet point right here, it says gaining an unstoppable inflicts a panic debuff for 5 seconds, and then affected champions cannot evade or cause attacks to miss, also giving you that ability to deal with those other defenders too as well. So every 10 necrotic energies he would gain, Thanos gains a counter punch. So again, that counter punch can become unstoppable. So all you got to do is block and then counter, and then you're unstoppable. And that applies to panic, which ends up allowing you to deal with those nasty evaders. So again, a really good mechanic that I found to be really good on his kind of like abilities to be able to be a bit of a two-way, offensive and also defensive. But yeah, just don't want to do too much talking here, guys. Just let me know what your thoughts are on. Are you excited for this Deathless Thanos? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you there. Peace.